Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or find a way to lose. Man, oh man, we've been talking about it. Adrian Broner mentioned something about it. Deontay Wilder mentioned something about it. And now, here we are. Deontay Wilder is reportedly now fielding offers from promoters for his next fight, with his team bringing up a potential fight with Francis Ngannou. It's claimed there's frustration between Wilder and PBC over money for a proposed Andy Ruiz fight. Now, I've been ahead of this curve for a long time. But then again, people don't want to watch some of the videos I put out because I'm not out here talking about Crawford and Spence and rewashing that every single day to give you 2 videos about nothing. I said in a video, you go look on my page, that these promoters are paying these fighters on the curb. They're sitting here, man, making them feel if they give them a $500,000 guarantee, a $1 million guarantee, put them on pay-per-view, and if on the pay-per-view makes, I don't know, enough to give them another $3 million on top, it's like, oh, look, we're able to give you a 300-400% pay increase. And when you look at those numbers, it sounds like a lot. But let me tell you something. $3, $4, $5 million is not a lot for a guy like Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder got, look, the reality is this. He got used to that Tyson Fury money. He got used to having the right dancing partner, He got used to walking into the Brazil fight and making, what did he make, like, 15, 20 million or something like that, And now the dancing opponent isn't there, the money's not there. And as a result, Deontay Wilder's not going to be hanging around there either. He's looking to move on from PBC. And my thing is this, right? I'm not sure where he's going to go. But Wilder and Ruiz is an easy fight to make if the money's there. And Wilder, he said when he returned to boxing to fight Helenius, he's all about the biggest names, the biggest fights. He was expecting to make real money. I don't know this for a fact, right? But I tend to think 90% will agree, because there's always that 10% of you who aren't subscribed to the channel who come out here trolling and talking out your cockerhole, right? But the other 90% who are intelligent thinkers, I think you would tend to agree that maybe Wilder didn't get paid the kind of money he was hoping for that Helenius fight. And as a result, he's a little bit sour. And going into an Andy Ruiz fight, he's like, nah, y'all not going to okie doke me again. I'm going to come out here and kill myself and do all this crazy training that Malik Scott has me doing. Think this man had Deontay Wilder running for the first time in his life, right? Deontay was like, nah, y'all going to get me out here 6'7", man, with these giraffe legs, running for damn, an hour and a half. Y'all going to have me doing lateral movement and jabbing to the body. Y'all going to have to pay me 40, 50 million. You're not going to get me for no 3, 4 million if I got to throw jabs to the body and do lateral movements and pull counters and all that other crap. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, we got to wait and see how this unfolds. But there's obviously something going on. Deontay Wilder talks in code. I can't decode things that he says. But I really think Deontay Wilder is glad with the decision he made to go forward with the Fury fights. But I am not sure what direction he's going to go now. But I would not be surprised if he ends up somewhere where he can get big money for an Ngannou fight, or big money for any heavyweight fight. And that's just what he's trying to do now. He's trying to make as much money as possible. Anthony Joshua trying to make as much money as possible. And even Tyson Fury, Usyk, like that's the point these guys are at. They're at the end of their career. I'm not saying like this is the last year. What I'm saying is this is that second half. Like the career's coming to an end. They got about, he said 6 more fights. He had 5 more fights. He wants to get, the $30, $40 million paydays across those last 5 fights. Like he really is trying to set himself up real good. He's already in a great financial position, but he's not just going to come in the ring for $3 to $5 million. He's not doing that. And I'm going to tell you right now, if he doesn't want to do that, as much as he doesn't like Eddie Hearn, or how Eddie Hearn and those guys tried to handle him, let me tell you something. If he's looking at other promoters, man, I wouldn't be surprised. Because when it comes to business, some of y'all are gonna sit here probably and just, rake me across the coals in the comments. Don't be surprised if he goes over there to Eddie Hearn. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't be surprised if he goes over there. The UK fans will welcome him. Yeah, there's some fans who, they feel that, look, there was Eddie Hearn offered him, $15 million, and Wilder kind of scoffed that off. Then Joshua said, hey, I'll fight him for $50 million. Wilder said they had the $50 million. Gave him some little crazy deadline to accept the offer. Joshua didn't. Then there was rumors that there was a so-called offer of, $100 million for 2-3 fights, $120 million for 2-3 fights or something, man. And he walked away from it because there wasn't transparency from Joshua's side and the kind of money he was going to make. But it was a lot of money on the table. And he didn't make nearly that with those Tyson Fury fights. But, not all money is good money. So we could sit back here on the outside and say he was wrong for that or AJ was wrong for this. At the end of the day, you got to make decisions you're comfortable with. I'm a retired guy. I could have went back and worked before my official retirement date and been triple dipping. But I didn't. There were certain things that were important to me, and I never returned. But this year, I'm looking to return back to work. YouTube is fun. If it takes off, then, hey, maybe I'll continue doing this. If not, I'll do this on the side and just return to work. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about timing sometimes when it comes to jumping at those big opportunities to make a lot of money. And sometimes the stars don't line up. So we're going to see what exactly is going to happen. I know there were rumors about 77,000 pay-per-view buys from his last fight. We know that's joke money, when it comes to Deontay Wilder, and especially because you look at, let's just say it was 10. These are just rough numbers. I'm not trying to do the tabulation on that 77K and the price point. Let's just say it was $10 million made, right? Which I don't even think it was that much, but let's just say it was $10 million made. 55% of that is gone off the top. You know what I'm saying? And then what's left of that goes to the promoter, man, And then from there, whatever the split is between the promoter and then the fighter. So, it's just not a lot of money when you're looking at low pay-per-view sales. You start getting up to the 500,000, pay-per-view sales, then there's some money. There's some money on the table. But it's really unfortunate that a guy like Deontay Wilder isn't, he's not happy at this point in his career. You think he'd pretty much be on cruise control. But let's see what some people had to say here, man. They said the funny thing about this post is people in the comments swear they know so much about PBC business from what you see on social media. Now you all want to be an accountant, manager, promoter. This guy says, Wilder think his value is $20 million, but that number only starts because of that DAZN offer. Times have changed. Yeah, I times have changed, and you gotta have the right dancing partner, man. It's crazy. So I don't know what he's going to do, but man, I feel bad for him though. Sad to see these guys going through this, but I tell you what, he could sit here, man, and shock everybody. He could sit here and make everybody miserable if he gets that Ngannou fight through. And it's an MMA boxing crossover fight for 2 fights, 1 boxing, 1 MMA. That could be a fight where you see him make $40, $50 million per fight. Him and Ngannou both. Now, I'm not even trying to be funny. Deontay Wilder is a very proud, black man. And he's very proud that he's supposed to be of Nigerian heritage. He really identifies as an African. You know what I'm saying? And then I think we talked about this before. And Ngannou is, no kidding, from Africa, from Cameroon. That could be an amazing fight if they were to take that fight, especially to Africa, if the location's there, if the money's there. If they take it to Saudi Arabia, or anywhere in the Middle East, location there, the money's there. But it would be, I'm curious to see what happens now. But I know he's not trying to fight for no $500,000 guarantee, $1 million guarantee, not even no $7 million guarantee. He got spoiled on that big money, and it's just not there. But more to come on Deontay Wilder, man. Hopefully he'll just come out and say what's going on, because, these reporters, they drop little blurps here and there. But, let Deontay Wilder just come out and talk, man. Quit talking in code, Deontay, and just tell us what it is that's happening. Adrian Broner kind of spilled the beans, but he didn't go into depth. But he said enough. And you spoke in code. Come on out and say what's going on. Because, damn, that means if Deontay Wilder isn't happy with the money, that means Andy Ruiz, him getting his little $1 million, $1.5 million, Ruiz taking anything he can get. And he's actually has Ruiz in a holding pattern, because to me, Ruiz should have fought already. But that being said, more to come on this situation. Not looking good, but I said this is the year. I said in that video I did, this is the year where these fighters are going to get smart. These fighters are going to get smart. They're not going to settle for these promoters and these managers sitting here making them feel like these $1 million guarantees or a great deal when they plan to give them 60% of the pay-per-view. Let me tell you. And then I did that video on understanding the pay-per-view breakdown. So when we look about that 60%, now we're not talking about if the pay-per-view sales were at 10 million. They don't get 60% of that, right? They get 40% of that. All right, so understand that. 40% of that goes to the promoter, and then that 40% is what gets split up between the promoter and the fighter. So understand how that works. They don't make all that money, and that sucks, but that's the reality. But that being said, more to come on this. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. I'm going to go watch the Super Bowl. Keep cool, and I'm in the breeze.